Hello and welcome everyone, this is Blackadder at Blackadder's Place. Welcome to today's stream. We're going to be having some more Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition today. Another one of the tournament matches from Euro Rumble hosted by Pancarlino. And it's going to be Benelux versus USA. Should be another quite interesting high-level matchup from the first round of this team, kind of like nationality-based tournament. And well, therefore, let's gonna head into it, as you're gonna be having quite a decent amount of interesting players, especially from the Benelux region. As we do have right now AngelinaJolie in here, Project Belgium, Darknoob, and Collins. That's gonna be the team for Benelux, whereas for the USA, Scotty, WhistleBlower, Daniel, and Adam, with a lot of, well, question marks in there. So probably some kind of word that we are not supposed to be exactly knowing about all that much. You can see it even in the information below in the spectating thing. You do have some kind of, oh, it's probably supposed to be whatever kind of emote or whatever along those lines. But nonetheless, let's have a look what they are going to be starting with on Arabia. We are going to be having for Benelux, Project Belgium playing as the Ethiopians, Darknoob is right now playing the Britons, and AngelinaJolie is Franks, and the last one, that is going to be, at this point, Collins, and he's playing with the Persians. So kind of like potentially double horses in there. Then obviously Britons, it's gonna be the archers with Ethiopians. Yeah, they kind of often also go for the archers in the early stages, so gonna probably know who's gonna be the flank, who's gonna be the pocket. Now, so we already have a bit of a kerfuffle here going on. You can see that Adam is getting a bit too close to the TC of Project Belgium. That wasn't exactly anything all that important, but still, it could be a bit of an abuse right now of the builder and of the village here. So, starting quite early and disrupting already. Right about now the wood gathering. This is actually fairly important this early in the game. Literally at about 2 minutes. Kind of would be maybe even thinking about calling a red at this point. But maybe he's just gonna be thinking it's gonna be fine in the end. And doesn't want to be really bothered or to be bored with it too much. Just about yet. And considering that Project Belgium is one of the top players in the game here at this point, then he probably doesn't want to be seeming as that he's gonna be calling a red because of such a, well, kinda not minor thing, but a bit of a surprise maybe at the very beginning, as it seems to me that Adam might be trying to steal the bar. Yep, but okay, right about now he's gonna be having to be extremely careful, considering that the Eagle Scout is already down to quite a low amount of hit points, at only 7. Now Darknoob is gonna be apparently already resigning, and therefore it's gonna be a bit of a rep. Yeah, we are before the 4 minutes, so in the end it actually did become a reality. What you're talking about in there. They don't want to be exactly playing it, as it's obviously gonna be right now Project Belgium having a hard time getting the piggies, so congratulations, I guess. Not exactly a victory for the Americans, but they already did get a small nudge towards the direction in here with, well, kind of showing the opponents from Benelux that they are gonna be meaning quite serious business in here. Darknoob on the left against Scotty. You can see there's one boar there. Second, oh, he also stole a boar. You can see 2 boars here. So Scotty has also stolen a boar from the opponent. So that was kinda close, 9 seconds before the 4 minutes that are actually reserved for right about now the start, but nonetheless, it did happen. So Benelux had to be right now calling the battle, and therefore, well, they're gonna be out of it, and they're gonna be having to right now hope they're gonna be better prepared for what's going to be coming next in the next iterations. Probably not much of a point in going here, but considering they're gonna be taking their time to start the game again, might just as well have a bit of fun here to see if maybe there's something interesting. Probably not. You can see us calling a lot of food as opposed to everybody else. Not, yeah, well, nothing really all that important here at all, and obviously Project Belgium having a bit of a hard time, not only with the wood, but also being stolen the bar. That really wasn't any kind of start that you would probably wanting into this match at all. Good scouting by Daniel, with the Lithuanians in there. So that was for the opponents then, it was Lithuanians, then Magyars, Mayans, and the last player was Adam. That is, that's Aztec? Aztec? I think so. I think that's Aztec, not entirely right now 100% positive. But Daniel, where do we have him? No, nope. Adam. That's the guy that I want to look at. Yeah, Aztecs. Starting to actually recognize all the symbols and everything. Yeah, well, I can see actually interesting little dip in there. Or yellow, it seems like. But well, did he actually like lose a villager? Because that's a very interesting dip in there for yellow. I wouldn't think so. Can see 2 boars there. He wasn't even luring yet, so I don't think so. There wasn't any kind of problem, unless he has lost the scout already. Nope, nope. Not any kind of problem, not really sure. So let's go out and let's wait for the game to be restarted. And so that we can continue with the match. Or can I even like start with it in the first place? Well, in the end, it wasn't taking exactly all that long, so that's kinda great. They're gonna be letting us to enjoy, the Age of Empires 2 here as soon as possible. Okay, so there we go. Hopefully this time it's gonna be right now a full-on game, but still there's a possibility of veto. You don't know when somebody's gonna be dropping, as he had plenty of experience of that, and with that, in the previous matches that we have streamed over the weekend since Friday. So I will just gonna repeat the civilizations here. It's gonna be Project Belgium with the Ethiopians, Darknoob as the Briton, AngelinaJolie as the Franks, and Daniel, who is, oh, that's our opposite team. Collins is the one with the Benelux. Is going to be playing the Persians. So it's gonna be, of course, quite a powerful combination of civilizations. And for the opponents, for the USA, Daniel playing as Lithuanians, WhistleBlower is going to be the Magyar, Scotty as the Mayan, and Adam is gonna be playing as the Aztecs. So they're gonna be going full-on hardcore into the Americans, just gonna missing the Incas in there as a possibility. So who's on the flank and whatever like that. It should be pretty much the same as it was last time around. So right about now, Scotty against Darknoob. So Scotty with the Mayans against Darknoob with the Britons. So archers versus archers, that's kind of usually how it is. That the flanks are gonna be having the archer civs, whereas the pockets are the horsey civs. That is usually the case. Therefore, of course, it means that all the way to the top, the Aztec Aram is already gonna be moving ahead into the territory of Project Belgium. Is playing with the Ethiopians, also basically gonna be combination of archers in them. But needs to be careful about all the piggies. So far, there is the pig, already aiming for that. And did actually Belgium scout it? He did. So he knows about it. Right now it's gonna be seen that it's gonna be moving. Yep, there we go. Right now we should be realizing that it's getting stolen. So far not flaring. So this is gonna be a successful steal. Oh, is it? Let's not be too hasty, because right about now he's only at 6 health. He's gonna have to be extremely careful right now, because he cannot re-engage. As if he did, then the skull will be certainly dying. I don't think he'll be able to survive that. So he's though quite close by, so he should be kind of fine. You can see first bow already taken for him. It's gonna be reasonably good timing, as he's having the second one to the top. And, well, right now needs to be helping so that the scout is gonna be surviving, but job well done in there. All the way to the bottom, there might be a bit of a chance for stealing from Darknoob as well. Just kinda depends if Blue is gonna be noticing Boro to the left, which he did. So why exactly is he not stealing? I kinda wonder slightly about that. Because you can see that the second boar getting lured in, or... Wait a second. Was it already this? No, that's the first one, that's the second, okay. I was just kinda looking if maybe he wasn't already stealing or trying to have a chance on stealing a second boar. Apparently not. Apparently not at all. You can see as the first boar, the second on the left, but unfortunately had a bit of a problem with the villager there, getting idle before tasking him, so that could have cost them a few resources all across and all around. That's right now thinking that I should be probably getting rid of the tooltips, as the tooltips are really useful in Age of Mythology. In Age of Mythology we have actually extra information about the units in there, whereas here is not entirely all that case. As Collins, is he gonna be trying to steal the boar? Or... oh well, he actually might. You can see that right about now WhistleBlower is gonna be trying to stop that, as he's maybe trying to help kill the horsey in there and make the distance between the boar and the horse too big. Scotty is definitely aiming for the boar as much as possible, but he's not gonna be having enough luck just yet, though it seems to me that it could be working, as Collins is gonna be having a bit of a hard time. Though at the same time, Scotty is gonna be getting close by also with his own Eagle Scout, and might be having a pretty good chance, or maybe even following through and finishing it. Okay, so he's gonna be right now safe, and therefore Collins, he did, well, give it a bit of a chance and try, but unfortunately for him and for his team, didn't exactly work out. So he's gonna be one extra board to the top, stolen successfully for Aram from Project Belgium, and therefore the advantage will be for the Americans in there, at least so far, and for the time being. There's gonna be right now the boar, of course, getting lured right next to the TC. So we don't have anything all that important right about now to be just looking at too much before the players are gonna be advancing into the next age, as the villages are so far fairly standard 1920 for all the players, but well, the differences are gonna be coming in for the fast castling and everything along those lines, because so far 3 feudal ages are coming in from AngelinaJolie, also from Daniel, and on top of that from Collins. So let's have a look at that, as they are gonna be advancing a bit faster. That's obviously gonna be one flank, then one pocket. Interesting right about now. So it seems like the Lithuanians, I mean, like, they're obviously gonna be going for scouts in the feudal age. That's not entirely all that surprising, but maybe you could be thinking they might be wanting to advance a bit later. Doesn't seem to be the case too much. So it's right now taking a bit of time is going to be Scotty, and also Project Belgium all the way to the top, as they are sticking to the Dark Ages here. And I kind of wonder if they are attempting a bit of a fast castle. At least one of them, Red is right about now close by on the foot, but still 2 more. So he's going to be at about 25 vills. Sorry, as for blue, we are gonna be having 1 more, 25 as well. Yeah, kind of seems fairly similar. Both of them going for a bit of a same-ish strat, as the militias are already in with the dash, and therefore even stopping the barracks right now from Darknoob. That's certainly not all that great. As he said, I'm gonna be trying to protect at least the villages here, getting in from the berries. They're gonna be having to also drop another palisade somewhere to the top, just to block in completely. Yeah, exactly this way. So obviously he's gonna be switching the barracks a bit close by to the TC for a better chance at finishing, but maybe he could be also positioning the villages, yep, exactly, into a safer position in there, so that he isn't going to be running all that much of a threat of a problem. All the way to the top, not much going on here, just a bit of scouting by both yellow and grey, and like about now even red is coming a bit back home. Or maybe slight protection in case something untoward was coming for him, with the feudal ages right now coming for both Project Belgium and Scotty on both sides at pretty much the same time. And they are going with 26 villages for Scotty and 24 for Project Belgium. So you can see there is a bit of a difference. It's also gonna be kind of shown in the advanced times, but yeah, well, the 26 villages, it's quite a decent number, and therefore could be signaling just a straight fast castle, even though for that maybe you'll be wanting a few more than just only that, but well, nothing is really impossible yet. Okay, a bit of an extra deception for Orange. He's definitely getting slowed down quite a bit. You can see that so far Scotty is doing quite an excellent job. With the WhistleBlower also helping out at least ever so slightly, Scotty's, or the Collins Scout. So very good job on top of that. And with that, now Belgium is also in the next age. That's gonna be right now the archer range coming forward. And also for Darknoob this is a big problem, not only because he cannot finish the buildings, but also because the villages obviously are stuck, still building something and not really working on the economy. So he's having quite a lot of problems because of it, as Collins is finally trying to help and is in the feudal age and ready with the scouts. But it seems to me, yeah, he's gonna be able to handle this at this point quite fine, with a bit of quick walling underway. Probably wasn't needed all that hardcore here, but still, well done by Blue, and he gave himself quite plenty of time, because he need to be looking a bit more to the top, where Project Belgium is trying to drop an archer range, protecting the gold mine and also the stone mine, which might not be all that extremely important for him, but still, he will be wanting some kind of, no, either defensive or offensive castle. So far maybe defensive, as the opponents are right now advancing on him fairly quickly. And I'm talking about Daniel and Adam, sorry. And they are, no, not having too many units. Seems to me that AngelinaJolie should be able to defend, especially right now with the spearman that's kinda given, as there are not yet enough archers prepared and ready from Adam. But once they're gonna be in, there is also quite a sweet hill to the left, so there is gonna be a bit of a chance, but they need to be really careful, as so far it doesn't seem they kinda extremely are. They're gonna be really costly for USA, and Benelux is probably gonna be having a bit of a calmer time from now on. Thank you very much, Boomer, for the follow. As we are right now in the first minutes of the first game from the Euro Rumble hosted by Pan Carlino. Quite an interesting idea, with plenty of nation-based teams, let's say, as there are a few combinations of not only just one nationality in there, but they need to be also, after this battle looking kinda equalish at this point yet again, to the bottom, where it seems that maybe Darknoob is gonna be going for a bit of offensive himself. He doesn't have all that much of a range, obviously, in the field with the archers, so he's gonna be having a hard time even, for example, looking on those villages and doing something with them, as WhistleBlower is gonna be in with some scouts that should be good enough army against this, especially combined with the archers already prepared from Scotty. Okay, so right now he's gonna be able to at least scare them off. You can see that even sniper one of those villagers, or one of those, no. Let's face it, the early archers and militias are nothing more than basically villagers with weapons. They are not entirely all that extremely stronger. And the same goes for the scouts, even though they at least do have quite an intense speed. But nonetheless, it's working alright for them, at least at this point, and therefore it means that Scotty won't be able to really pursue any kind of punishment further, as he already slowed down Darknoob enough. And you can see that even with the team score jumping up and down between the two, it is a fairly equal game, at least for the time being. Nonetheless, on the right flank, Aram is getting up on the number of the archers. Oh, could be caught off guard here slightly. You can see AngelinaJolie was at least slightly thinking about it, but in the end gave up. You know, to be exactly risking it too much. Didn't want to be risking it there. So nonetheless, all the way here, we are looking at kind of decentish amount of archers as well. Just a bit of a problem right now for the Benelux is that they do have the hill around them. And therefore that's gonna be given a bit of an advantage to the attackers, because usually they are gonna be the ones on the outskirts, right? So that's exactly where they are trying to keep their units, and where they are trying to force the opponents to go and get into the battle. And you can see they're well aware of what's potentially going on, so they are trying to go forward and even like shifting right now the battlefield a bit more into some kind of more comfortable position, so that we are close by to AngelinaJolie. So therefore the horses could be coming into the battle a bit faster. But I'm liking the inclusion of at least 1 or 2 spearmen. With proper micro, this could be rather deadly for Benelux. And let's see if he's going to be actually maybe able to somehow out-micro that. As we have seen quite a good effort by the archers to basically single them out, the spearmen. And at this point this is looking fairly nice for Benelux, I have to say, as the archers from Project Belgium so far completely annihilating the opposing forces together with the horses from AngelinaJolie. So well, nicely played. Won the battle. Kinda close one, on the verge of being a bit of a Pyrrhic victory, with both losing a lot, but it seems they're gonna be able to recuperate from that a bit better. Project Belgium with his teammate AngelinaJolie, and therefore it's probably gonna be time for the USA to run away, especially with that unlucky wolf in there. Yeah, not definitely something that you'll be wanting all that much. All the way to the left, you don't see exactly all that much of an action, because the action has moved slightly to the back here. You can see the horses in a bit of a parade all across. Yeah, this is kinda nice. And we taking a screenshot of that, because that's a bit of a rare train all across. You usually have a bit of a wolf train here and there, but right about now you have a scout train. That's kind of a funny situation in there, at least a bit and ever so slightly. But nonetheless, it's gonna be all about if Collins can be catching up with WhistleBlower, because obviously he's having way too many units for green. That was a bit of a nice extra, like, back attack when he was getting a bit of a hill advantage. He was trying to fight that, but not really sure that he exactly got too much out of it. But they are gonna be running all around, so let's switch into the actual battle. That's gonna be happening in the base of Aram. And well, he does have some archers, kinda hard to see with the outlines being kinda reasonably impossible to see behind the barracks and behind the buildings in there. But nonetheless, the amount of archers is quite high. But look at that. Those guys with the spears and with the shields on them, they are gonna be really effective and really important. You can see one villager at least destroyed, with a few more distraught for the time being. But the castle ages are slowly trickling in. It's going to be a few of them for Collins, also for WhistleBlower, and also for AngelinaJolie though. And the last one is so far on the way. Not last one. A lot of them are already on the way for even the rest of the players. So you can see that apparently the scouts went all the way. And right now Green is gonna be basically just sacrificing them. I think he doesn't really care about it. And it did kinda serve its purpose, because what it meant was that Collins, with quite a double number of units to him, was chasing after him inside their bases, and therefore he didn't have anything that he could be sending to raid the opponents. So that was pretty good trade, I have to say, with the situation how it was for Collins, rather for WhistleBlower. Collins didn't exactly have the good trade out of it, but he's gonna be having right now tons of scouts still. The second detachment to the top, and with all the archery units from Project Belgium, maybe a bit of fun is gonna be happening in Aram's base, with the help from Angelina, as of course already advancing it through Castle Age, and therefore having the horses already in. Okay, plenty of archers, well protected right now. Gold in there, so no problem. He doesn't seem to be getting any kind of stone because the stone is quite a bit further away into the front. Both of them, it might be potentially a bit of an issue. Luckily, it's the Aztec, not the Mayan. For the Mayan, this would be a whole lot worse. Still left, there's gonna be only one horsey, some towers shooting, slightly helping, and soldiers kinda hidden behind. It's really incredibly hard to see. I really wonder why that is not kinda fixed. Because in Age of Mythology, how is it done? The outlines are not empty like that. But in Age of Mythology, we have basically full color. When the unit is behind the building, is having the outline, but also full color of the player. Kind of like shiny color on top of that, but you also don't have colors like these, grey. So yeah, with grey it will be probably hard to notice. But for the others, it's actually very well visible. And I'm kind of thinking it would be a bit better idea, because right now, based on my experience with the games, especially certain colors really are quite a bit of a problem. You know, like you can see that the contrast here is there. But yet again, I can definitely imagine certain combinations not working all that gloriously, but we need to be looking right now into the battle, and that is knocking on the door of Darknoob. You can see he's gonna be receiving a bit of assistance from Collins in there. The crossbowmen already getting prepared, and the hill is really nasty here. It's gonna be allowing the archers from the Mayan to be a whole lot more powerful, and having quite often a whole lot better situation and position in there. As nonetheless, all the way to the top, it seems like that, well, the archers are gonna be getting crossbowed. Oh yes, they just got crossbowed at this point for Red, and it's gonna be meaning quite a bit of an edge for him, even though the numbers are a bit similar-ish. It also depends when, for example, this university is gonna be getting done for a bit more protection of this part of the map. Nonetheless, it's gonna be already done, basically one way through, though not like it's gonna be all that impossible. As he's of course destroying 60 wood right there. Definitely not a bad idea at all. He has to be helping out with that. So all the way to the left, a few horses in here, and so far the USA are playing a bit passively to the top. They're also playing quite a lot more actively all the way to the bottom. It's a kind of interesting dynamic all around, as they need to be switching in there. And you can see that Orange is right now pushing forward together with Collins, and it seems that unfortunately Scotty has been kind of caught alone, and WhistleBlower wasn't exactly prepared with enough army for all of that. So that's definitely not all that great. And it's gonna be resulting into plenty of losses for Scotty. And much more importantly, tactical loss of the castle. No, I was kinda hoping and thinking that maybe it could be even a castle in there for Darknoob, but TC is gonna be also pretty good for that gold mine that is a bit unluckily positioned for Darknoob, but they probably will be able to handle the situation from now on. All the way onto the left, it's kind of properly blocked. I don't think there's any kind of problem anywhere here with any hole. This can be potentially sometimes tricky, but I think it's fine this time around. I think it's reasonably fine there. So nonetheless, yeah, gonna be right now also expecting a bit of engagement here yet again to the top, as the players are kind of taking their time before they're gonna be advancing into the Imperial Ages, as they want to be maybe seeing if there's gonna be some kind of push that could be working out in this age, as both are really extremely careful not to really lose all that many units. You can see that the numbers are fairly similar. We are looking at about 25 crossbowmen to the bottom, rather to the top, 32, really? 32 to here, no, about like 27, 25. Yeah, it's not the exact number of the crossbowmen, it's basically the number of all the units in here. So they are fairly equalish, as more and more crossbowmen are right now coming exactly from Red in the middle of the battle. That's usually a bit of an important part, because it's resulting into a bit of a surprise for the opponents, as Daniel is just not able to supply enough horses into all of this. You can see that AngelinaJolie just soaking up as much damage as possible with all the horses, and there is also a bit of a sneak attack kind of from the back, from the scouts that were not a bit forgotten here from a bit before, so that also helped kind of stabilize the situation. But yet again, in the defensive position like that, with the safe gold in there, and look at that hole here, so that he can be letting the army in. Needs to be right now exactly blocking that. It could be a bit of opportunity how to abuse it, as yeah, the stone is blocked, just needs to be right now probably getting a bit more to the gold here, and with his strength that he has right now at 7, he should be able to do something with that. In the meantime, to the bottom side, it seems to me that yet the hill has been kind of conquered for the Benelux team. You can see I'm gonna be getting probably some mangonels, yes, mangonels, and with a huge hill advantage here. Yet again, that's a really glorious position for them, as it was great for Scotty a bit earlier when he was the one with his teammate to control it. Right about now, it's gonna be of course quite a bit of an edge for the opponents when they are in full control of it all. So Mangonel versus Mangonel, that's gonna be interesting micro battle. Maybe also gonna be seen distraction of the Mangonel on the bottom side of the hill, once there's gonna be a shot to kill the one uphill, so that there is not gonna be the application of the bonus and malus. You'll see if something like that is gonna be coming through. Or not. So all the way to the top, that's actually only the scout here. Kinda waiting in case the markets are gonna be already getting dropped here. As it seems that Scotty with WhistleBlower are kinda hoping to outmaneuver the opponents. Not a bad idea, because quite obviously they don't want to be exactly going uphill, they want to be on the same elevation as the opponent as well. Of course the Mangonels coming forward from both players. Yes, definitely are. It's gonna be all about trying to sneak it in. Oh, can he or can he not? I was kinda liking how they were milling in the middle of the horses, because it's making it harder to properly select the unit. So far, nicely played by Darknoob. As they're waiting for the correct opportunity. You can see sending one of the Mangonels to try and destroy the town center as soon as possible. So yeah, well, this one is probably not gonna be doing any kind of damage in the end. It's pretty much already dead, gonna be hoping for 1 and it did work out! Oh well. That was one hell of a clutch in there, almost destroyed, but it took the enemy Mangonel with it. That was actually quite an excellent trade at this point for Scotty, so very well played, but we need to be looking also a bit elsewhere. Steel has managed to get into the middle of the enemy base, as AngelinaJolie might be having a bit of an issue with this. Luckily it does have enough soldiers, and considering that it's inside the base, he should be able to have enough units right now to deal with it, also potentially with the shooting TCs. It might be helping on top of that. Yep, exactly, that is the case. Even though more soldiers are still in, you can see a few villages dying, about like 2 or 3 here. Nothing really that major, but it is still worthwhile. A bit of a slowdown on the economy. Look at all of those idle farms there. You can see that AngelinaJolie is right about now having 30 villages idle out of 95. So that is actually quite an effective rate, even though the units are lost all across the board here. But much more importantly, you can see that Project Belgium is inevitably right now inching forward, not at this point inching, kind of like metering forward, if you can be saying that, with the castle drop on the secondary gold, and this gold is inevitably running out. Still about like 1,000 there, but that's gonna be gone in an instant, as there is another gold mine to the top available, yet another all the way into the corner. Are you aware, Adam? Yes, he is right about now. He has just discovered it. With the villages to potentially drop another TC. Could be. You'll see, I guess, a bit later. But nonetheless, there's gonna be already blockage of the gold there. And with the castle even able to shoot on the tower, it's gonna be becoming even harder for Adam to be really doing anything significant with this. So all the way to the bottom, WhistleBlower is gonna be trying to get into the middle of the enemy base, or is he? Probably not. He was kind of thinking about it, I'm expecting, but in the end he decided not to, just to be staying with his teammate the Mayan. So Scotty right now having a few Mangonels, quite a solid amount of archers in there as well. Now the army of the enemy, well, definitely not anything small either, as he has also managed to drop a castle in quite a good tactical position to help himself defend all the resources that he needs, potentially even halfway the gold in there. But much more important, this is gonna be also to just give him a bit of a cover to go into the middle of the enemy base. In the meantime, plenty of horses absolutely running everywhere, and that's so far only for the Americans. As you can see that even Teal is nearing the enemy base, though he's not advancing into the imp yet. You can see is he just clicking now? No, I don't think so. He's really going quite hardcore into the castle age. So it's gonna be taking still a bit of time for him, as we even hear one monk, well, yeah, it wasn't anything more, just one monk in there. But with the castle down for the Frank, for AngelinaJolie, it's gonna be probably it for raiding on at least this part of the map, and therefore the gold should be right about now quite a bit safer. Interestingly enough, WhistleBlower is gonna be switching into Project Belgium in there, as it seems to me that actually Scotty is thinking that he can handle this just on his own, even though he's lost the TC. He kinda doesn't seem in such a terrible position. Problem will begin once this full-on double is gonna be coming for him. Oh, okay, can we get some shots? Yes, we can. At least that was a good hit in there. Kinda softening all those soldiers up, with obviously a trebuchet coming for the castle already. But nonetheless, all the way in the red base, you can see right about now all the cavaliers from the Magyar being all across the Red's base. He's gonna be just absolutely annihilating his economy. With Project Belgium right now be at 105, he's gonna be losing so many of them absolutely anywhere, and well, everywhere. And while he is kinda suffering like that, he's also doing something fairly similar to Aram. But Aram so far is able to handle it. He does have enough archers in here. You can see this battle is gonna be going convincingly for him. And the move from Whistleblower, this actually could be having quite significant implications, especially for example gets even on the stone here from the yellow player. So very well played so far. You can see that the game crashed for me, so thank you very much DE. That's quite disappointing. Okay, let's try to get there as soon as possible then. Damn. Yeah, well, the glory of Definitive Edition. Seriously. In the middle of the battle. Yeah, let's kind of follow this route all across. That's kind of fun. He's having quite a longer genesis than I even thought. His little engagement here. And it was really effective right about now for green, because you can see how huge army he was basically keeping after himself, and therefore disabling Collins from raiding his own team. It was actually very well worth it, especially since it was like way more numerous for purple than for green the army here. It was actually quite worthwhile. So yeah, I think that from about now we can be right now continuing with the game. Hopefully it's gonna be holding on and not crashing again. So of course it's gonna be right now resulting into quite a lot of villages completely annihilated all across the board. You can see that Belgium has dropped from about like 110 plus to 82. So he's gonna be right now exactly on the score of Adam, who also was kind of getting handled by him kind of badly, but he seems to be surviving reasonably okay, at least for the time being, therefore giving his teammates a bit of a chance. As you can see, there's another TC under attack, but yet again, for example, those miners on the left side, they are wide open, and there are 16 of them. So if actually green manages to find them out and learn about them, and see, oh, he built, oh, right now he does. Okay, that's gonna be quite a solid massacre, hopefully. Come on, did you notice? Whoa, he did not. Damn. He actually did not notice that he has so many villages free to kill. That's quite sad at this point for him. Definitely quite hugely lucky for AngelinaJolie. Now there could have been a veritable disaster. But right now all the Cavaliers are certainly doing quite an excellent job. They're gonna be Paladins sometime soon, as the upgrade is already going to be coming in. Now, so of course for the opponents, there's gonna be the Cavaliers from the Persians, so far only Cavaliers as well. +4/+4 will upgrade Cavaliers for green. For purple is missing the attack still, so you can be going for a Blast Furnace, and so far he isn't, at least it seems to me. Blast Furnace though is coming definitely for yellow, who is also gonna be advancing or upgrading the Paladins there into the battle. As it seems to me that to the middle, it's at this point Whistleblower having quite an excellent game, it seems. He's basically present absolutely everywhere. So you know, the Arbalesters from Scotty, they do have some numbers. We can see a bit of a help from Daniel. Am I gonna be able to do something significant with that? Because obviously the castles are gonna be falling fairly simply and fairly quickly. But he's, even as a Mayan, it's not gonna be exactly all that relying upon them. He's gonna be probably a lot more interested in the normal archers, as the Cavaliers are coming in into the battle and into the battlefield halfway through to the Paladin. Now with the castle right now falling, and apparently, oh, that's kinda bad timing. You can see not really good cooperation, as Daniel is gonna be throwing his units all the way, and that huge hill advantage right about now for the crossbowman from, well, Arbalesters rather, for Darknoob. He does have all the upgrades that he needs, that he could be also wishing for. It's not going to be all that simple with the Cavaliers. If they're gonna be right now getting the Paladin exactly in the middle of the fight, that could be the case. And they seem to be right now unfortunately getting it a bit later. Or has he just cancelled it? I think he maybe actually cancelled it. And right now going for it yet again. So that's a bit disappointing at this point. But nonetheless, Daniel is gonna be with Adam already resigning us to the top side. It in the end didn't actually last all that long, the rest of the game here. It's looking like that, well, Adam just couldn't handle the situation all too well. he got pushed way too back, even though the attack on Project Belgium was definitely significantly deadly. But AngelinaJolie at 140 villages, Darknoob 132. Even though Collins, it was also at quite a high number, it seems that the economies for the Americans are just not going to be pulling it through. And while WhistleBlower was having quite an excellent game, unfortunately, it doesn't seem like that it's going to be good enough, as yeah, the echoes are just completely through the roof for the other Beneluxians? Who knows? Who knows, but nonetheless, this was kinda aiming to be quite a bit of a shootout here. It almost seemed like that the Americans would be winning this part, but the top part was definitely not going all that awesomely. Cavalry is coming forward, and yeah, Adam being kind of gone, and unfortunately also Daniel not having exactly enough soldiers right now to replace the losses with that bit of a miscommunication in there. Yeah, well, maybe that could have been also going a bit differently. Nonetheless, didn't. So let's check into the post game real quick so that we can be potentially moving into game number 2. So AngelinaJolie, highest military and also technology and the score. Quite a good play all around, but I like WhistleBlower. He definitely did a lot of damage, kinda put Project Belgium into a very hard spot. Kinda missed the villages from AngelinaJolie in there, but I think it wouldn't be mattering all that extremely much at that point. You can see 72 soldiers for him, and that were horses. 78 for Scotty, or rather for Scotty, whereas Darknoob at 68, that was obviously the arbalesters in there. So the horses weren't exactly all that numerous for the Belgians, or the Beneluxians, but they were able to kind of coordinate them slightly better and have them at better times and better places and for better opportunities. Though really the battlefield on the left wasn't exactly all that done yet, it seemed to me. But they probably thought that the top side was already getting kinda killed, and it kinda has to be said that it's true, because yeah, as we said, Teal wasn't exactly going to be able to help there too much, and Grey would be maybe holding for a few minutes, but that would be just complete another annihilation and allowing Project Belgium to get properly back. Okay, so GG.